So today we're going to look at the absolute value function. Let's have a look at this and do some exercises. All right, so let's start with some simple ones. Let's evaluate the following. Absolute value of -3, so we just take away the negative sign and get 3. Absolute value of -5, again, take away the negative sign, and we get 5. Absolute value of 6, 6 is a positive number, so it's just 6. Absolute value of 3 minus 7. So let's evaluate 3 minus 7 within the absolute value signs, and we get -4. The absolute value of -4 is just 4. All right. Next one, absolute value of -2 plus 5. Again, let's evaluate what's within the absolute value signs, and we get 3. Absolute value of 3 is just 3 because 3 is positive. All right, so let's have a look at this one. Absolute value of 3 plus absolute value of -3 minus absolute value of 2. So we'll look at each term separately. Absolute value of 3 is 3 plus absolute value of -3. So we remove the negative sign. We're left with 3 minus absolute value of 2 is 2. So now we have 3 plus 3 minus 2. What do we get? We get 6 minus 2, which equals 4. All right, one more. All right, so we have absolute value of -5 plus 3 minus 4 times absolute value of 3 minus 1. Let's have a look at this. So we're going to work within the absolute value signs first. So consider absolute value signs as brackets. So within the first absolute value signs, we have a -2 minus, we have our 4, that within absolute value signs, we have a 3 minus 2, so absolute value of 2. Now we're going to apply the absolute value. Absolute value of -2 is 2 minus 4 times absolute value of 2 is 2. And we have 2 minus 8, which is -6. Good. All right. So let's see what we have next. Graph the following on a number line. All right. So let's draw a number line. Oops. All right. We have a number line. So the absolute value of x is less than or equal to 4. So this number line is going to be centered at 0. And we're going to look at the numbers 4 and -4. Since we have a less than or equal to sign, we're going to include the values 4 and -4. Why don't we use a different color? Good. And now we have to consider all the possible values of x on either side of 4 and -4 that will satisfy this inequality. So if we were to consider -5, we'd have absolute value of -5. That is not less than or equal to 4, so we can't consider -5. So things less than -4 are not going to hold. If we consider, say, the number 5, so if we consider the number 5, absolute value of 5 is equal to 5, which is not less than 4, so that as well will not work. So what we will find is all the values between -4 and 4 will satisfy this inequality. Okay, all right, so let's try another one. Okay, so again, our number line is centered at 0. We have an upper value of 2 and -2. We're dealing with a strict inequality, so we're going to put open circles at the 2 and -2. And then since our absolute value is less than the 2, we're going to color in the line between the 2 and the -2. All right, let's try another one. Okay, so this time we have absolute value of x greater than or equal to 3. Again, our diagrams, our number line is going to be centered at 0. Whoops, 0. And we're going to consider -3 and 3. Let's pick another color for our actual number line. So since it's greater than or equal to 3, we're going to consider the point 3, -3 and 3. So those will be included in the number line. So now we need to consider, are we looking at values less than -3 and greater than 3, or between -3 and 3? All right. So if we put -4 in there, absolute value of -4 is indeed greater than or equal to 3. So that works. If we consider a number greater than 3, say 5, 5 is indeed greater than or equal to 3, so that value also works. So any value greater than or equal to 3 or less than or equal to -3 is going to satisfy this inequality. So this is our number line. All right. We have a few more. Let's see how many more we have to look at. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's try one more. All right. So again, centered at 0. We're at 5, considered 5 and -5. Again, this is, if we look at it, this is a strict inequality. So we're going to put open circles at the 5 and -5. Since absolute value is greater than the 5 or -5, we're going to consider the values that are less than -5 and the values that are greater than 5. Good. So in general, we can make some conclusions. Whoops. Again, for a general number line where absolute value of x is less than r, so r is some positive number. We'll think of r as our radius. Our number line is going to be centered at 0. We're going to have a -r and an r value. Since it's a strict inequality, we're going to have open circles at the r's. Since our absolute value is less than r, we're going to consider part of the number line that's between -r and r. Good. Now let's look at absolute value of x greater than or equal to r. Again, we're centered at 0. Consider r and -r. Since we have an inequality, we're going to include the points -r and r, so a filled circle at those points. And our absolute value is greater than r. So we're going to consider the values x greater than r or the values of x less than or equal to -r. Good. All right. Oh, we've got some more. Okay, so these are interesting. Again, a number line. This time, within the absolute value, we have x minus or x plus something. So this means our number line is centered, not at 0, but at a different value. So in this case, our number line is centered at 1. So now we consider 2 units greater than 1 and 2 units less than 1. And again, we look at the inequality, it's strict. So we put open circles at the -1 and 3. We're looking at absolute value less than 2. So we're going to color in the number line between -1 and 3. Good. Now let's try the next one. All right. So here, our center is actually -2. It's the opposite. So it's the opposite of the positive. So -2. We're going to go to the right 1 unit and to the left 1 unit. We're going to look at the inequality. It's less than or equal to, so we're going to include the endpoints. And since we're less than or equal to, we're going to color in between the endpoints. All right. Now let's look at the next one. All right, so we're centered at 2. We're going to go 1 unit above 2 and 1 unit below 2. We have a strict inequality, so we're going to put open circles at the endpoints. And in this case, our absolute value is greater than 1, so we're going to shade in the number line less than 1 and the number line greater than 3. All right, let's do one more. Okay, so in this case, our center is -1. We're going to go up 3 units from -1. What's that? 2. Good. And down 3 units from -1, so -4. We have an inequality that's not strict, so we include the endpoints. Our absolute value is greater than or equal to 3. So this means we consider the x value is less than or equal to -4, and x value is greater than or equal to 2. Now, in general, if we have a center point of A, so we're going to assume A is a number greater than 0. Our number line is going to be centered at A. Our radius, say, is R, so we're going to go R units up from A and R units down from A. We have an inequality, so less than or equal to, so we include the endpoints. And since it is less than or equal to, we look at all the points between A minus R and A plus R. And one more. Again, we're centered at A. We're going to assume A is greater than 0. Well, actually, it doesn't matter if A is greater than 0 or not. Okay. And we're going to go, our radius is R. So we're going to go up R units from A, down R units from A. We have a strict inequality. So we're going to put open circles at the endpoints, so at the A minus R and A plus R. And since our absolute value is greater than R, we're going to consider the values of x less than A minus R, and that x value is greater than A plus R. Good. All right, so one last example. So this one's a little different. Absolute value of 3x less than 1. So we want to take this inequality and turn it into one of the inequalities above. So either x less than R or greater than R, or x minus A less than or greater than an R value. So let's have a look at this. On the left-hand side, let's move this over. On the left-hand side, we're going to evaluate this absolute value. So what do we get? We get 3 times that absolute value of x less than 1. Now we're going to divide both sides by 3. And we're left with absolute value of x is less than 1 over 3. So now we can graph this number line, the number line for this inequality. Let's do that. I'm making a mess of the board. Okay, let's do that. So we got our number line, our center is 0, and our radius is 1 over 3. It's a strict inequality, so we can put an open circle at the 1 over 3 and -1 over 3. Since our absolute value is less than the 1 over 3, we're going to shade in the region between -1 over 3 and 1 over 3. Good. So I guess that brings us to the end of our evaluation of absolute values.